All right, beautiful Aries souls, gather close. Are you ready to hear something truly extraordinary? Because this year 2025 isn't just another ordinary spin of the cosmic wheel. It is a moment of profound recognition and unleashed potential just for you. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't just another ordinary year drifting by on the calendar. This is a potent, powerful cosmic crescendo, a moment where the universe itself is rearranging its energies to shower you, the bold and pioneering Aries, with unparalleled luck, triumphant breakthroughs, and success beyond your wildest dreams. Can you feel it? That subtle hum of excitement in the air, that almost electric anticipation, that whisper of destiny calling your name. It's real, my friends, and it's for you. Before we dive into the heart of this cosmic revelation, I have a question for you. What's one big dream or challenge you've been grappling with lately? Share your thoughts in the comments below, beautiful Aries, and let the universe know you're ready to receive. And if you're resonating with this powerful message, please smash that like button, share this incredible insight with your fellow Aries, and if you haven't already, subscribe to Astrology Unlocked so you never miss these life-altering cosmic updates tailored just for your fiery spirit. We are healing and thriving together, one bold step at a time. Now, Aries luck isn't something that randomly drops from the sky, a fleeting accident of circumstance. Oh no. For you in 2025, luck is the moment your fierce soul aligns with something greater, something primal, and the universe, in its infinite wisdom, finally recognizes the battles you've fought, the paths you've forged, and the incredible light you've refused to dim. This year doesn't begin with a whimper. It begins with the softest, most profound whisper, quiet, undeniable knowing that it is time for you to receive what you once gave away, often with unyielding courage and without asking for a single thing in return. And if you stay with me, I will tell you precisely why this magnificent year has chosen you. We will begin in a place that might seem at first glance the most unexpected of all the unyielding challenges you once faced, the battles you fought with silent strength. Let us step into this first foundational chapter, where luck does not fall from the sky as mere chance, but rather blossoms fiercely from the courageous heart you still carry, dear trailblazer. Sometimes, what truly keeps an Aries spirit awake at night isn't the monumental disasters they've faced, but the insidious, grinding frustration of enduring something for far too long, stagnant situation, an unacknowledged effort, a dream deferred. You, my fiery friend, can endure pain once with a head held high and a spirit unbroken. But what do you do with pain, or rather frustration, that repeats every single day, gnawing at your innate drive and passion? I know, Aries, that you are a soul of action, a pioneer who sometimes chose a different kind of silence, not out of timidity, but out of a fierce determination to either conquer or simply move on. This might have been a silence in the face of misunderstanding, when your direct truth was misconstrued as aggression. Or perhaps a silence in the shadow of feeling unappreciated when your leadership and initiatives were taken for granted. Or even a silence while trying to be strong, to lead the way, even when your heart secretly longed to fall just once, and have someone, just one person, truly catch and understand the real burden you carried. Have you ever felt, Aries, like you were invisible in your own life's grand adventure, like you were just a background character in someone else's story? Despite being the one constantly pushing the narrative forward, you gave, you cared, you sacrificed, often leading from the front, setting the pace, taking the first risks. And yet, when the day was done and the world grew quiet, did anyone ever genuinely ask, "Are you okay today, Aries? How are you holding up?" After all that pioneering, I know you once loved and pursued your passions with every drop of fiery energy in your heart, but not everyone was bold or understanding enough to truly receive and appreciate that intensity. You might have even given up what you truly wanted just to bring a semblance of peace or harmony to a situation, even though harmony often feels like a compromise for your driven spirit. You traded time, precious energy, even faith in your own instincts just to preserve something you called love or teamwork, only to watch it crumble, leaving you wondering what part of your own self you should have held on to more tightly. You Aries didn't complain loudly, you didn't always explain every nuanced thought, you certainly didn't demand, but deep down, you quietly, fiercely asked yourself, did anyone truly see me? Did anyone truly appreciate the fire I brought? And I am here, my bold and beautiful Aries, to whisper something to you, softly but with unshakable truth. A truth that echoes with the thunder of Mars, your ruling planet. Yes, the universe saw you. Every single initiative you took that went unacknowledged. Every good deed done in secret when you chose action over expectation. Every time you chose to move forward, even when it meant facing things alone. Every moment you forgave, even when no apology was offered, simply to free your own spirit. It has all been meticulously written down, not on fragile paper, but in the indelible light of your own valiant spirit. And in 2025, that light, that record of your strength, is about to begin its glorious, undeniable movement. Can you feel it, Aries? Something in the very air, the very fabric of your reality, is shifting. It's as if every door that was once slammed shut, every opportunity you felt was denied, is now beginning to tremble, to vibrate with an unseen energy. No dramatic fireworks, no grand theatrical spectacle yet, but a real, palpable shift. And those doors are about to swing wide open. 2025 is the year. Dear Aries, you no longer have to beg or chase after luck, because you are in your very essence the embodiment of it. When you choose to lead, even after being pushed back. When you choose courage, even in a world that often favors caution. When you keep your pioneering spirit warm and vibrant, even when no hand seems strong enough to hold it alongside yours. I've met many Aries souls. They rarely speak of the full extent of the battles they've endured or the times their fire felt dampened, but their eyes always hold a kind of unwavering resolve, a beautiful, powerful tenacity that takes your breath away. That deep resolve doesn't make them weak. It makes them profound, more capable of leadership and forging new paths than anyone else. They don't seek rewards for validation. They seek authentic progress and impactful action. And that dear, courageous soul is why the true reward finally comes, not as a fleeting prize, but as a triumphant homecoming to your most authentic self. In the timeless wisdom of the Four Noble Truths, the Buddha taught that suffering is real, but the path to the end of suffering is also real. And in Psalm 35, the Lord assures us that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Dear Aries, 2025 is your morning. It's not a glamorous televised sunrise, but the first glorious light, after a long stretch of navigating through thick fog and unacknowledged effort. It's that profound moment when you look around, take a deep, conquering breath, and quietly realize, oh, I haven't been forgotten. My efforts were not in vain. The universe did not forget the spark I carried. My divine purpose was never abandoned. What you once sowed in fiery passion, in relentless patience, in leading by example, without asking for constant recognition, has taken root. It has begun to sprout, and now, my friends, it is waiting to bloom into something truly spectacular, something undeniable. This year, you might have often wondered, Why do good things, truly impactful things, never seem to come to me to stick with me? But you didn't realize that the most precious, most foundational thing of all is that your pioneering heart has remained whole even after being challenged, tested, and sometimes broken so many times. And that heart, pure, deep, fiercely gentle in its core, yet unyielding in its drive, is the very reason why 2025 has chosen you. You weren't chosen, Aries, because you were perfect, or because you never stumbled. Oh no. You were chosen because you can still lead and love and initiate even after being broken. You were chosen because you never let the darkness of stagnation or setback steal your vibrant light. You were chosen because you've come to understand that sometimes simply being real, authentic, and unapologetically driven in a world of illusions and cautious steps is already a miracle, a testament to your incredible inner fire. Trust me, my bold friend, not a single tear you've shed in quiet frustration was meaningless. Not a single act of courage or kindness was wasted. Every moment of your journey, every battle fought, is waiting for the right moment to become a doorway, a door that will lead you back to a version of yourself you might have once forgotten. A version strong enough to stand alone, light enough to forgive freely and move on, radiant enough to inspire and soften the souls around you. Close your eyes for a few powerful seconds, Aries, and imagine if all the wounds you've kept hidden, all the sacrifices you never spoke of, all the times you chose bold action over stagnant resentment, could become magnificent blossoms bursting forth beneath your every step. Wouldn't your path be the most luminous, the most victorious one of all, dear Aries? I'm not here to tell you that 2025 will be entirely free of challenges or moments where your patience is tested, but I can promise you this: it will be the year you no longer feel alone in your journey, in your struggles, in your triumphs. Because the light is coming not only from outside in the form of recognition and opportunity, but more powerfully from deep within you, reigniting your own magnificent flame. And in the very next part, I will show you the first door. The universe is about to swing wide open for you. A door that once seemed forever shut, perhaps because you stopped knocking, but in truth has simply been waiting for your pioneering soul to be truly ready to stride through it. Stay with me, because this next step will help you see something with brilliant clarity. You are never abandoned, dear Aries. You are simply being led back to where you truly belong, at the helm of your own destiny. If you feel the universe whispering something powerful and true to you right now, write it down. Perhaps that's how your brave soul finally feels seen, understood, and ready to lead. If this video has stirred something profound inside you, if it has resonated with that deep, fiery part of your soul, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs this affirmation, and don't forget to subscribe to Astrology Unlocked so you won't miss the powerful messages meant just for your magnificent journey. We are healing, growing and conquering together, one intentional, courageous step at a time. Do you remember, Aries, what first truly made you want to begin something? Project, a dream, a new path? It wasn't external pressure, was it? It wasn't just about money or because someone told you to keep going. It was just a very small, potent thought that crept in one brisk afternoon, a burning impulse that whispered, "I want to do something that truly matters. I want to make an impact. I want to lead." But then perhaps you folded that dream away like a letter with no immediate address, and life, with its many demands, kept moving on. You worked out of responsibility, out of duty, and you did it exceptionally well, because that's your nature. You worked hard. You were patient, perhaps even more patient than felt natural. But your heart, That fiery core grew quieter and quieter, as if it was waiting for something to knock on the door and ask, "Do you still want it? Aries, do you still burn for that purpose?" I know there were nights you asked yourself with a pang of that signature, Aries impatience. Is it too late to begin again? Does anyone still need what I have to offer, my unique drive, my leadership? Is there anyone out there waiting for what I once dreamed of passionately? And here is what I want to say to you, clearly, gently, but with unyielding truth. It is never too late for a soul that is ready, for a spirit that is eager to ignite. You're not racing anyone else, Aries. You're not racing against time itself. You only need to step into that one pivotal moment, when your heart quietly yet powerfully whispers, it's time to lead again. In 2025, your career, your life's purpose will shift direction, not because you're desperately chasing a new shiny path, but because you've healed enough to receive the old path, or a reimagined version of it, in a completely new, more empowered way. Sometimes an idea you once left unfinished, a bold venture you tabled, suddenly gets mentioned by someone else almost out of the blue. A skill you used long ago, one that showcased your unique initiative, suddenly becomes desperately needed again. A thing you did purely out of passion, out of that innate drive, suddenly turns into an unexpected, abundant source of income. A door you thought had been tightly, irrevocably shut suddenly swings open without you even needing to knock. It simply waits for your arrival. And you'll be stunned, not because the opportunity is too grand or overwhelming, but because it feels so profoundly, vibrantly right. Right for who you are today. Right for the powerful, confident energy you now carry. Right for the authentic self you've spent years courageously fighting to return to. I want to share with you something from the Buddhist scriptures. The Buddha once wisely stated, "All sentient beings possess Buddha nature. No one is born to be forgotten. No soul that carries light and purpose is ever meaningless." And in the Bible, God spoke gently, yet with immense power, a promise that resonates deeply with your journey, Aries. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." You, my brave Aries, are not lost. You are simply waiting for the perfect moment to return to your own magnificent light, not to shine the brightest in competition, but to shine most truthfully, most authentically. And 2025 will be that divinely timed, perfect moment. Aries doesn't work for fleeting fame or external validation. You work for the pure, unadulterated passion of the project, for the impact, for the soul of the endeavor. And that is precisely why this year, success won't come through frantic hustle or endless striving, but through truth, your truth authentically expressed. You might receive an unexpected email, a phone call from the past, from someone who remembered your spark, an offer from someone you never thought would recall your impressive drive. And you might find yourself unexpectedly moved to tears, not because it's too much, but because it makes you believe in yourself again, one more powerful, reaffirming time. I have seen Aries souls return to a long-abandoned entrepreneurial idea after years of corporate work launching with a renewed, unshakable drive. I have seen brave Aries grandmothers in their 70s decide to start a blog or a community project simply to share their wisdom and lead, and people listened, thousands listened, drawn to their authentic fire. I have seen retired Aries uncles decide to write that book not for money, but because the story in their heart, the experience they needed to share, simply had to be set free. You don't have to do something monumentally grand, Aries. You only have to do what makes you feel alive, purposeful, and in your true element of leadership. Because that is the true calling. Jobs can change, titles can shift, money can rise and fall. But the vibrant, undeniable light you bring into this world when you live truthfully, when you lead with integrity, that is something no one, absolutely no one, can ever take from you. Think again, deeply, boldly. Is there a dream, an initiative, a passion project you once put aside because you thought your time had passed or you weren't ready enough? A class you longed to teach, a product you once passionately imagined, creating a small business idea that sparked joy, a song unwritten, a painting left in your mind, a leadership role you turned down because you didn't feel good enough. Maybe it's coming back now, slowly but surely, like a tenacious seedling pushing through the earth. And this time, Aries, it's not coming back to test you to see if you're worthy. It's coming back to affirm that you are finally healed, enough, strong enough, and ready enough to receive it, with hands that no longer tremble, with a heart that no longer doubts its own magnificent fire, with a faith that no longer needs external proof. You don't need to chase a path this year. The path, your destined path, will find you as long as you stand still enough within yourself, grounded in your truth, yet ready to spring into action. Dear Aries, luck is not merely a prize for the most capable or the most cautious. Luck is a powerful signal sent by the universe to the one who has endured enough, who has learned through trials, and who has relentlessly continued to lead their own life. And you, my incredible Aries, you have endured enough. You have led enough. Now it is time to receive. In the next powerful part, I'll tell you what truly moves an Aries soul the most beyond career or even material success. It's love, a profound, resonant love that doesn't arrive because you tried so hard or because you meticulously changed yourself. It comes because at long last, you are fully, authentically, courageously yourself. Stay with me, because that won't just change a relationship. It might fundamentally change the way you see your entire world. Have you ever abandoned a dream, believing your chances for it were truly over? Write it down, because maybe, just maybe, in the very moment you committed to words, that long-awaited door begins to open. Dear Aries, to your passionate and direct soul, love has never been a game of subtlety or manipulation. You didn't come here to guess someone's heart, to play coy, to compete, to tug, or to outplay. You just wanted to be loved in the same fierce, honest, and protective way you have always loved others, with that undeniable Aries intensity and loyalty. But love in your recent journey may have left you utterly worn, perhaps even battle-scarred. Maybe you once sat in silence, your vibrant energy feeling drained, and no one truly saw the effort you were pouring in. Maybe you gave your whole heart, your bold initiatives to someone, and received nothing but a vast echoing silence in return, so empty you couldn't even tell when it had truly ended or if it had ever truly begun. Maybe you tried to hold on, tried to make things better, tried to fight for it, far more times than you should have, simply because you don't give up easily. And then on a quiet, reflective afternoon, you came to accept, with a heavy heart, perhaps love, true, resonant love, wasn't meant for your independent spirit. But dear one, your soul has never given up on the idea of true connection. It's simply been waiting for resonance, for another soul, a kindred spirit, one that needs no long explanations, no intricate decoding, just one look at you, one shared spark, and knows deep in their being, ah, we finally meet again. Here is the fire I've been seeking. True love does not arrive, Aries, when you meticulously try to do everything right or perfectly. It comes when you stop trying to be anyone other than who you truly, brilliantly, are, unapologetically bold, fiercely independent, and profoundly passionate. And the year 2025 is precisely that moment. No more playing strong when your heart aches for understanding. No more pretending you're okay when you're battling inner frustration. No more shrinking your magnificent self to fit into someone else's narrow perception of love. No more justifying your wounds with well-meaning excuses because your spirit knows better. Love is coming, Aries, not to complete you, for you are already whole and powerful, but to walk beside you, a true companion, on your magnificent journey. It doesn't primarily come to someone who is frantically searching. It comes to a soul that has learned to stand proudly in its solitude, yet still chooses to believe with unshakable conviction that it is worthy of a profound, gentle, yet equally fierce love. Aries is a soul that loves by instinct, by intuition, by a sudden, undeniable spark. You don't love for a list of logical reasons. You love because of a strange, powerful feeling, as if you've known this person, this kindred spirit, from a lifetime long ago. Single glance that instantly puts your pioneering heart at ease. A voice that recalls unspoken memories of shared adventures. A simple touch enough to make every wall you've cautiously built around your heart fall like sand before the tide. And in 2025, you just might meet someone like that. Not exactly when you're meticulously looking or on some grand pre-planned date, but when you're simply living doing what you love, boldly pursuing your passions in a place you never expected. Maybe in a small independent coffee shop next to the window seat you always gravitate towards on Tuesdays. Maybe in that challenging new fitness class you finally signed up for because you want to push your body to new limits, or perhaps on a hiking trail you decided to conquer. Maybe at a casual gathering you were invited to, even though your initial Aries impulse might have been to politely decline. Love this year won't come in high heels with loud dramatic music. It will arrive softly, yet powerfully, through a profound feeling, a deep recognition. It will take you by surprise, not because it's overwhelmingly intense or chaotic, but because it's quiet enough, authentic enough, for your inner wisdom to know, if I let this pass, I may never find this depth of connection again. And if you're currently in an old relationship, one that has perhaps faded, but you're still clinging on out of habit or a fear of emptiness, 2025 will ask you gently yet firmly, Aries, is genuine, vibrant love still truly here, feeding your spirit, or are you staying out of mere inertia and a fear of the unknown? Sometimes letting go is not a breakup in the traditional sense. It's a powerful opening, a soft, courageous return to your own heart, making space for what is truly aligned. And then someone will enter, not to replace what was lost, but to heal and build with you side by side, recognizing and honoring your independent spirit. God once declared, with enduring truth, love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. And the Buddha taught, compassion is the highest gift. Love is the home to which all beings return. You, Aries, deserve a love that doesn't make you question your worth or your decisions every single night. You deserve an embrace that needs no permission, a message that doesn't leave you anxiously waiting, a gaze that tells you unequivocally, you don't have to try anymore, you just need to be. Love is not a game you lose and walk away from. Love is a profound pilgrimage, and the one you meet at the end, the one who truly sees and honors you, is the companion for the road you've walked alone for too long. Aries, you don't have to be more beautiful, more accomplished, more successful, or less intense to be loved. You only need to keep being the bold, honest, and passionately authentic soul you already are, because you don't need to possess someone's heart. You only need to touch it with your unique fire, your unwavering loyalty. And one day, while listening to an old resonant song, sitting on the bus, or walking down a familiar path you've conquered countless times. You'll meet those eyes. And in that powerful moment, you'll know deep in your core, I wasn't waiting in vain. This was worth every challenge, every solitary step. It won't be someone perfect in a fairy tale sense, but someone who makes you feel you no longer have to live alone within your own magnificent self, constantly battling or leading without true partnership. If you're asking yourself, do I still have it in me to love again, to open my heart to that kind of resonance? Know this, Aries, you don't just have it, you will love in a way that makes others believe in love again, in its power, its honesty, its unwavering commitment. Because you are Aries, and true love has never ever turned away from a soul who knows how to love with courageous empathy and unwavering devotion. If you've ever believed that profound, aligned love wasn't meant for your independent spirit, I invite you right now to place your hand over your brave heart and hear this. There's someone out there walking toward you, and they need you to change nothing. Just stay true to your magnificent self and believe. Love does not come because you frantically search for it. Love comes because you finally came home to yourself, to your authentic, powerful, deserving self. And in this final, most miraculous part, I will tell you the most profound truth of all. It's not just about career. It's not even just about love. It's about awakening when you realize you've been carrying a light, a wisdom, a drive from another lifetime, another dimension of your being. And 2025 is the precise moment your courageous soul begins to remember who you truly, fundamentally are. Don't leave, because this final part isn't just a part of this video. It is a part of you, the part you're about to recognize, reclaim, and finally call home. Have you ever loved someone or something without a single logical reason, just a powerful, undeniable pull? Are you still waiting for someone or something to love and embrace you, just as you are, fire and all? Write it down in the comments, and perhaps the answer, the recognition, is already on its way. Dear Aries, you did not come into this world to become someone else, to fit into a mold, or to dim your vibrant light. You came to remember who you are: a divine pioneer, a courageous leader, a boundless source of initiation. And maybe you've forgotten for a long time. Forgotten in winters that felt too long, when your initiatives met resistance. Forgotten when people called you too intense, too direct, too impatient, too much. Forgotten when you had to be strong, to lead, to fight, just to survive. And slowly, you started believing that maybe you weren't enough, not realistic enough, not tough enough, not good enough, or simply not lovable enough in your raw authenticity. But my dear Aries, the truth is, you were never lacking. You are carrying a light so fierce, so pioneering, that the noisy, cautious world simply couldn't always comprehend or contain it. You don't need to shout to be seen. You just need to stay connected with yourself long enough for that inherent light, that inner fire, to rise and blaze on its own. 2025 is the year of remembrance, not with the calculating mind, but with the expansive soul, with a feeling so deep, so primal, that you remember you've once been something magnificent, true, and that light, that truth, has never left you. It was merely dusted over by the years you had to survive, to lead to battle, in silence, or perhaps to wait. Maybe you felt it before, a morning sun casting sideways through your window, catching a glint of truth, and you found yourself suddenly invigorated, tearful, or deeply resolved without truly knowing why. A song touching something so deep inside you, as if it remembered who you once were. A dream that woke you in the middle of the night, heart racing not out of fear, but because your soul just brushed against something sacred, something profoundly yours. You thought it was random, a mere coincidence, but it wasn't. It was an invitation from the deepest, most authentic part of you that has been patiently, fiercely waiting for your return. Awakening doesn't come with a literal thunderclap. It often comes in moments of profound stillness, in the nights you sit alone, and instead of blaming life or others, you exhale a deep cleansing breath and whisper, "I'm still here. I haven't given up. My fire still burns." The Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree for 49 days, in silence, to awaken. Jesus walked into the desert for 40 days to connect with his mission. Neither needed noise or external validation. They only needed honesty with themselves, profound self-connection, and unwavering focus. And so do you, my pioneering Aries. You don't need to climb a literal mountain. You don't need to withdraw from the world, for your place is often in the thick of it. You only need to pause to breathe and to ask your magnificent heart one simple yet powerful question. What part of me have I forgotten, the part that truly lights my fire? Maybe you were once a child who fearlessly explored, a teenager passionately championing a cause, at midnight an adult quietly pursuing a brilliant idea in the dark. Whatever it was, the light, the drive, the authentic spark you once carried is still there. You only need to remember to reclaim it. You don't need to learn anything entirely new right now. You don't need to become a better version of yourself in the sense of adding more. You just need to remember and reclaim the magnificent version you already are. You just need to sit like now and breathe a deep, gentle, yet powerful breath. Then, imagine you're standing before a door, a metaphorical door, to your true purpose, your authentic power. No one else can open it for you. But here's the most empowering truth: you don't need a key either. You only need to touch it with one small yet monumental decision in your heart. You need to whisper, "It's time." It's time to stop living someone else's definition of success or happiness. It's time to trust the first fiery impulse, not the last cautious word. It's time to lift your head, to raise your standard, and realize you were never left behind. You were simply being led back to where you truly belong, at the forefront of your own incredible life. The awakening of 2025 doesn't come to entirely change your whole life from the outside. No, it comes to show you undeniably that you were never wrong from the start in holding on to your authentic self. Your directness is not rudeness, it's clarity. Your dreaming is not foolishness, it's vision. Your fierce independence is not a barrier to love, it's a testament to your strength. Your silence when you chose it was not defeat. It was the way your soul grew quietly, but undeniably, gathering strength for its next magnificent leap. And when you remember the light, the truth, the authentic fire within you, you'll no longer beg anyone to see you, because you will finally powerfully see yourself. You'll no longer try to fit into places or relationships that shrink your magnificent spirit. You'll no longer trade your emotions, your truth for acceptance. You'll no longer smile politely while the pieces inside you cry for genuine connection and authentic expression. Because now, you know deep in your core, you don't need to try so hard to be loved, to be accepted, to be successful anymore. You only need to be still, to be you. And let true love, true purpose, true abundance find the place where your true light lives. Take a deep breath. Aries, not because you're tired, but because you're about to step into a new chapter where everything that once tested you, everything that once felt like a setback, will become the very foundation for your next miracle, your next triumph. Don't wait for a miracle to appear from the outside. Remember this: with every fiber of your being. You are the miracle. No one needs to touch you to heal you. You only need to touch yourself again with the same fierce tenderness, the same unwavering belief you once gave so freely to others. No one needs to validate you to make you matter. You've always mattered from the very moment you chose to keep your heart soft yet strong, your spirit bright yet grounded in a world that often sought to dim it or turn it to stone. And this is the final, most profound part, with no open loops, no strings to hold you here. Because if you're still here, if you've stayed through this entire journey, it means you've already seen something very important, something deeply true yourself. If you've ever had a moment of profound awakening, even in a fleeting dream or a quiet realization, tell me about it in the comments below. Those moments are sacred. They don't need to be long. They don't need to be grammatically perfect. They only need to be true, your truth. Thank you, my magnificent Aries, for not walking away halfway through, for choosing to stay with yourself, with your truth, even after all the times you might have wanted to give up. Thank you for listening, not just with your ears, but with a heart that once shattered and still dares to believe again, to lead again, to love again. And if today you feel truly seen, truly understood, truly empowered, I want you to know you deserve it, and it is sacred. It is divinely yours. I wish that the light inside you, even if it has dimmed at times, will now rise again. Not because the world magically changed, but because you finally realized with unshakable certainty that you were never abandoned, never forgotten, and that this year, 2025, belongs undeniably to you. And if one day you lose your way, close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and whisper with all the fire you possess, I am chosen, I am powerful, and this year belongs to me.